Hello, my name is Dale Wilhite. I'm in Montrose, Colorado at the moment. If you want to find out anything about me, go to MySpace where I have a page. This year is about uh, moving to Hawaii, which I did 4 times, and I lived there for about 4.5 years. First time was from December '89 to April '90. Second time was from December '91 to December '94. Third time was from actually June 30th 95 to about October 26th, 95, and then I went for a month in '98 in the month of March. I lived mostly on the Big Island. I lived the first 6 months when I was there on Oahu, up in Mililani, Wahiwa, in the Whitmore Village area. And I worked for BJ Furniture, Rabbit Transit, Pizza Hut, and on the Big Island I worked for King Kamehameha. I worked for the Booze Cruise. I worked for Uncle Billy's Hotel and the Kehoa Beach Hotel, and for our little shops around the island and so forth, and did landscaping and things like that. It's the best time of my life. But here's something I've learned is because you're considered a haole when you move out there from the mainland, that you need to be aware of if you're a haole. Uh, Obviously, you have to get there to be one. If you move there, especially if you're Caucasian or black or Hispanic, you need to be aware that you may run into some problems. Basically, the problem's going to run into, if you're trying to find a job, is that you're going to be competing against foreigners. Now, these are not foreigners who are here or in Hawaii illegally. These are people with green cards. A lot of those who are citizens, like Filipinos, Koreans, and so forth, they have a tendency to try to keep out as many haoles as they can from wherever they're working at, like at a hotel or somewhere. Like when I went to work for the King Kamehameha, the personnel office told me, well, we don't have any openings. Well, I went around the back, found the chef. The chef said, yes, we do have some openings. So I went back in, filled out an application, and told them that the chef said they did have openings. And a few days later, I got a call. It took 2 weeks for me to get the job because they had to go through about 4 interviews. It was a 4-star hotel, and I think it's still a 4-star hotel today. I'm not really sure. I haven't looked it up. But what I found out was that a lot of the people in the personnel offices of a lot of hotels in Hawaii and a lot of businesses are trying to get their relatives, if they're Filipino, Korean, or whatever, they're trying to get their relatives from the Philippines or somewhere else a job. And if a haole comes in there and gets that job, then that means they can't. That's one less job for their relatives that they're trying to get over into Hawaii with on a green card. Their intentions is not evil. It's just it's just survival. They're just trying to help their relatives. But unfortunately, they hurt other people while they do that. And that's what you're going to run into over there. You're going to have to find yourself competing not against illegals, but against people who are derived from other countries around the world, primarily, again, the Philippines, or Korea, maybe even Japan in some cases, Thailand, and things like that. And a lot of these people have 4 or 5 different jobs, but they are some of the hardest workers in the world, and they're really basically good people. Make no doubt about that. So if you go to Hawaii and you're looking for employment, you may not be able to, you cannot let yourself be stopped at the personnel office. Take a hard look at who the personnel people are. Same thing happened to me when I went at the Kehoa Beach Hotel in July '95. The personnel told me, with a Filipino lady, well, we don't have any openings. Well, I went around the back, went in through the kitchen, asked one of the cooks, I think it was a cook 1. He said, yes, we are hiring. Come Saturday morning, our chef will be here. Their chef, who was Chinese, only worked on the weekends. And he worked school lunches during the week. So this man worked just about 7 days a week for some reason. That was his schedule. And the cooks basically ran the kitchen during the week, and I guess that's the way they save money. So I showed up that Saturday morning, and sure enough, the chef said, yes, we do have an opening. So again, I went back to the personnel, said, yes, he does have an opening. They reluctantly handed me an application. I filled it out, and I got the job. That's what you have to do in Hawaii. You're going to find yourself competing, and even at the temporary services, sometimes you're going to find yourself having to compete for work. And you cannot allow yourself to be stopped at these personnel offices. If you see an ad in the paper, you go down there and then all of a sudden they claim, well, we're not really hiring. Don't buy it. If you're qualified in a certain position, well, then what you want to do is go around and find whoever is the manager or supervisor of that uh, position that you're applying for, that department you're applying for, and ask them personally. Do not rely on personnel. Even in Telluride, Colorado, where I've lived the last 10 years, the personnel departments in almost every business you go to are just a bunch of jerks. They do not, they are very discriminating, and they'll lie to you continuously that we do not have openings when they do. So you have to move around them and not depend on that. I've come to personally have a deep hatred for personnel departments in every business in America because they're compulsive liars. They always seem to think or say that we do not have an opening, and come find out later they do have an opening. And so that's just something I've learned. And in Hawaii, you better learn it fast. So that's something to keep in mind. And if you go to Hawaii, and you make sure you carry yourself about $2,000. Make sure that you also have that you can stay at a hostel, join the hostel organization. You can stay on the Oahu for maybe $15, $25 a night. Some of the outer islands are a little bit more expensive, so keep that in mind. But if you go to Hawaii, you're going to run into some employment problems with the personnel department, especially if they're Filipinos or Koreans or whatever, because basically they seem to have this drive to try to keep certain positions open, so until their relatives can get to Hawaii on a green card and take that job. So it's really not illegals you're fighting against over there. You're competing against it's people with green cards. But again, the Filipinos are good people, the Koreans are good people, the Japanese are good people. It's just a matter of survival. They're not trying to be cruel or mean. They're just trying to help our relatives. It's like I probably would do the same thing, the same situation. So just keep that in mind. I hope this information helps a little bit. In case you decide to go to Hawaii, make sure you're prepared. Make sure you carry a lot of money. Thank you for your